Something I realized over the summer, it's been 2 summers now. So the 2 summers of the pandemic, I realized a lot of things. Like everybody, I'm not like special, don't worry. But I'm just one human out of 7 billion. And the thing is, it's not that deep. You're a human being. You're gonna react to things. You are not a robot. You're also gonna have emotions. You're not always gonna have energy to do things. You're gonna have to reassess your energy. You're gonna have to reassess how you manage your time. You're gonna have to rethink what you're doing and why you're doing it and why you prioritize the things you're prioritizing. At this time, I'm really aware that I have to maintain my corporate job in order to be financially stable. And if I didn't have a corporate job, I would have to have a part-time job or 2 part-time jobs like I used to be able to maintain a certain level of comfort and that I'm used to at this point. I do not like to struggle for all my pennies and my fives. Like, I don't like this lifestyle that I got used to, that I'm used to, that is normal to me, is to save, is to be very impactful in how I use every dollar to the fullest of its potential, because I don't have enough that I'm able to simply just waste money like freely, you know what I mean? And I think it's a good way to grow up, because you learn the value of money and how much money has an impact in your peace of mind and in how you can enjoy your life. The way I see it, you work hard, you should enjoy the fruit of your labor. But enjoying the fruit of your labor doesn't mean that you enjoy the whole feast right away. If you have so much food that you can do a feast, you should kind of be aware of the next time that you're going to have a feast. Because if you eat so well today, tomorrow, and this week, and then you expect that you're going to have a feast like that every day or every week, and then what happens if you only have crackers? What happens if you ate so much of whatever it is that you ate that you only have, let's say it was a feast, the only thing left is like bread and cheese. Bread and cheese is delicious, don't get me wrong, but like, wouldn't it be better if you had bread and cheese and fruits and veggies and also some meat as well, because you kind of pace yourself and had a little bit of everything? Or you're smart about it and you kind of made it in categories. My example, my friend Kini said yesterday, I'm bad at example, I'm bad at examples. The thing is, this whole thing about feast is like, this feast or famine type of way of going at things is based in research. It's not just like me being shitty at examples. The whole marshmallow experience that you've probably seen is all about self-discipline and reward. The more disciplined you can be, it's not just about you are smart or you are stupid and therefore you have self-discipline or you're not. It's too simplistic of an idea to think that the kids that were able to wait or the kids that didn't wait were smarter or not so smart. Because the social and environment also has an impact. If I live in an environment where things are unstable or violent or passive aggressive, I could be given a treat and be like, here you go. If you're in a secure environment, in a secure space, you'll be able to be like, oh, thank you, and you take it. Or thank you, I'll wait and I'll have it a little bit later. And you know that when a little bit later comes, you're good. You can have this treat. It was just put away. But if you are in an unstable environment in any way, shape, or form, whether it's an environment that is hostile, violent, or just unstable, the sentence and the image of being given a treat and being told you're going to have it later means that you're never going to have it. That there's a very real possibility that we're being nice to you, and in 10 seconds we're going to be mean or cruel to you, and just like, oh, you want this treat? Here you go, and just like freaking smash it in your face, you know what I mean? And then can you eat your cake like that? No, you can't. I mean, you could. Become very, like, thank you, that was a good cake, you know? Instead of crying and shit. The thing is, I'm giving you this, a lot of words, but like, it's the same thing. Some people, they want the cake and eat it too, and the first reaction is to be like, oh, you're being greedy. You cannot have butter and the money for the butter. You have to choose. I always had that like saying given to me in French. Tu veux pas avoir le beurre puis l'argent du beurre, man. Tu veux l'argent du beurre? Garde l'argent du beurre. Fais quelque chose avec. Sois smart, fais du profit, reviens, en plus d'avoir l'argent pour racheter du beurre, mais tu t'es fait du profit. Les gens n'ont pas besoin de savoir que tu as fait ça, man. On t'a juste donné l'argent du beurre. Tu peux aller acheter du beurre avec, ou tu peux faire du profit, faire quelque chose et revenir avec assez d'argent pour acheter du beurre or whatever. The analogy I would give, everything made sense, don't worry. You just have to stay with me. Continue walking. You have my hand? Continue. En tout cas, man. La fait avec l'argent du beurre, le beurre, l'argent du beurre, the butter and the money for the butter is like, let's say I have $500. Not even. Let's say I have 1K. And you want a new phone. This is a real situation that keeps happening right now. People are like, I want a new iPhone, I want a new phone, I want a new Huawei, I want a new Pixel, whatever the fudge. Good for you. The thing is, if you have 1K to buy a phone, you could also invest like 500 into a stock for the company. I don't want to say iPhone because everybody freaking thinks that this brand is a religion at this point. Anyways, it's a status, it's a religion, it's a way of being. It's like, breathe. It's a marketing brand. They're making money out of you. Anyways, so there's a lot of religion, but that's another topic. Instead of purchasing a new phone for $1,200, like 1K plus tax, so it's like 1K 300 something. Same thing for iPad, most like I get it, like I understand the value in it. It's not the point of my argument. I'm just saying, instead of buying a new phone that's over 1K, why not use half of that amount, invest in stocks, either from the brand itself of the phone, either from one of the manufacturers that do the screen, or the manufacturers that do like the cases for this, or the manufacturers that, you know, do the shipping. The shipping company that takes care of shipping these things. And I'm not talking about Amazon. You have to do your own research about those things, but that investment is going to be a return on your money. When you buy a new phone, the only way you're going to make a return of your money is if you're going to use the camera of the phone to take really good quality videos and pictures. If you're going to use the quality of the phone to genuinely use all this data, because you're using so many gigs for forms and documents and data, whatever the fudge you're doing of managing. Or you generally are on the phone so much that you see the benefit in getting a bundle where you have X amount of minutes, or unlimited minutes, unlimited data. And it also happens that you have a bundle deal if you have the new phone. Therefore, it just makes sense. But getting the new phone just because it's the new phone is like getting the new car just because it's the new car. The moment you drive off your vehicle from the lot, you only have 70% of the value of what you bought. That's not a good investment to me. Except if you know you're gonna resell your car in the next 3 years, then yeah, then it is. But like most people don't really think that way, and therefore whenever they refer to all those things about wanting to invest in data and all this stuff, they don't see it as relevant. It's like a waste of time to them because they don't see the macro. They see the tree, they see the leaf, the branch, the tree. They don't see the forest. You see what I mean? Of course I left it up. I have to fix some stuff. But yeah, no, at this time, go with the flow. And I'm just trying to be aware that like life is meant to be lived and that there's no like brownie points because I was out here thinking about my decisions a lot. It doesn't mean much if I don't act on them. I'm not better off than if I just stayed watching Netflix all day. At least I would have enjoyed myself better, maybe. The thing is, I don't see the point now because the lifestyle of watching 5 movies a day is kind of I don't want to say a time waster because I see everything as like a choice and it's an investment of time. There was a time where I did that and I enjoyed my life so much. But right now, I'm just self-aware that what I want in my life is not to do a marathon of the next whatever 8 movies or 3 series or whatever the fudge. There's things that I'd like to watch. I do enjoy cinema, but it's more like the goals I have in mind implies that somebody has to put in time, work, and consistency. And that shit is just not gonna happen when you have 24 hours in a day and you have to sleep and you have to eat and you have to take care of your space and yourself and you also have to work to keep a roof over your head and pay for shit, you know? So like with the hours left you definitely have time to watch whatever the fuck you wanna watch and listen to whatever the fuck you wanna listen and interact with people and shit. But like at some point you have to make a choice of like what is it that you want and do you really want it or do you just like talking about it. A lot of things are not even like that complicated. It's simple. It's just hard because you have to maintain something for an extended period of time. You have to continuously show up regardless of you being tired, regardless of what other people are saying, regardless of being encouraged or not, regardless of being low, regardless of challenges, regardless. Show up and show off. But before you can show up and show off, you have to prepare. So right now I'm like very self-aware that I have to do what is expected. Be transparent if I cannot do something. Try my best. Be real with myself. Be real with people. Be honest. Don't play games. It's such a waste of fucking time for everybody involved, including yourself. And I am what I am now. This idea of like I'm trying to be. I used to, but these conversations, if they make you happy, do what makes you happy. But it's just like right now, I don't want to really talk about what I want because I know exactly what these things are, and talking about it is no longer relevant. To me, what's relevant is action. and conversations should be about feeling or being understood. So for now, as much as I like mingling, in terms of all these goals that I have, I'm really about action. November, December, January 2022 is gonna be the next quarter one of 2022. I think is when I'm gonna most likely be in the process and or have already launched the different projects I have going on. And I think it's going to be a lot more useful and concrete if I talk about what I've done instead of what I want to do.